So what's up? 19 Yards, episode 3. This is Ankur and I'm here with Ramesh. We've finally sorted out technical issues. My mic is acting up.
Yeah, it's been difficult. We've been sitting here for 20 minutes and...
20 minutes doesn't sound like much when you say it on a mic. Say in a bench for half an hour.
More than that. Yeah, it's been a lot of time. We're just trying to sort it out.
Yeah, we've been working really hard just to deliver a beautiful product to
without a fan, without a AC, so that we can give you our beautiful voices.
Yes.
Okay, that's getting too much, but we actually sit 19 yards apart from each other.
Yes, we have redefined our name.
Yes, and this is a public announcement that I'd like to make. Everybody I speak to, all the girls are like, oh my god, who's this Ankur? Oh my god, he has a hot voice. Oh my god, please tell me, is he single? So, no, he is not single. He is taken. So, yeah, please stop bombarding me with questions of those sorts. But I am single if anyone's interested. So, yeah.
The only thing Ramesh has ever been committed to is 19 yards. Up top!
Yes, bros before hoes. Anywho, Euros.
This week actually we have a lot of stuff other than the Euros to talk about.
Yeah, but we're trying to fit it in because we don't want to make it too long.
Exactly.
And by saying all this, we're making it long, but okay. And...
our last episode ended with the game before France-England, which is Group C first round.
Yeah.
Since then we've had all the groups play their second round games and the third round of games have just begun.
No, the two of them have been completed and there have been major surprises and major upsets.
Yeah, I think both the groups have surprises. So far we are recording after the
completion of Group B.
Group B, yeah.
What's not surprising is that it is surprising because it is football. And
I see what you did there.
Yeah, it's fucking unpredictable. You can never know what's going to happen next. People say cricket is unpredictable, suck my cock.
Who the fuck says cricket is...
No,
fuck says cricket is unpredictable?
Yeah, there are a lot of people who do that, but you can watch
you need new company.
You can watch a parlay happy ads every 6 balls that are bowled, but not that I don't like cricket, I do, but football is just way better. Instead of speaking about each game, we're just gonna go ahead and give you an overview of what's happening.
Yeah, each group we give you an overview
because we don't want to make it too long because everybody watches the game, so we just keep on repeating stuff which is happening. So we'd rather give you an overview of what's been going on.
Yeah, as it is, y'all don't want to hear us talk.
Y'all don't love it. So then, Group A.
Russia and Poland are sure to go through.
Yes.
Fuck you, they didn't go through.
Everybody said that. Russia and Poland. अरे Russia यार आराम से. अरे Russia तो पहुंच जाएगा.
अरे Poland तो
Lewandowski यार. Blaszczykowski यार. Everybody they'll go through.
अरे
certainly. But no.
This is football.
Partball. So then Czech Republic out of nowhere, they lost the first match 4-1. They were fucking raped. They came back strong. They won the next game against Greece and they won the last game against Poland. They finished with 6 points. They topped the group.
With a negative goal difference.
And
surprising group. I think the
last day was surprising because everybody thought Russia would go through because they played some beautiful football.
Yeah.
But Greece, credit to them, they took the game to Russia. They scored a goal. They hit the post of a free kick. So I think overall they deserve to go through. All this talk about GD. Greece beat Russia, deserve to go through. Poland, again, everybody thought, they're a strong team, but personally, even I would have, backed them to...
I think we did predict that.
Yeah, but then, surprise is surprise. From Group A, it will be Czech Republic and Greece who will go through into the quarters.
Coming to Group B. What a crazy ass group. It did turn out to be the group of death.
Yeah,
but death was for Holland.
Yes. ऐसे मेरे मुंह से तू छीन लिया.
Group B, Germany, Portugal, Holland and Denmark.
Everybody
thought...
That
is how people... people expected it to be Germany, Holland, Portugal, Denmark.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I did, and I was personally backing Holland. I said my heart says Holland because I kind of like the players.
Yeah.
After the tournament, look how selfish they were. I expected more out of them. I'm not saying
ridiculous.
Yeah, because the attack was. You see the names in there. You have Van Persie, Huntelaar, Schneider, Robben.
Correct.
You have Van der Vaart, who are world-class players.
Who scored a great goal yesterday, Van der Vaart.
Yeah, in the past 1 year, they have scored 118 goals between them.
And in the Euros, they scored 2 goals.
2. Holland, major upset. Portugal, credit to them. Germany, everybody expected to go that they'll go through, but they're the only team in the Euros to go ahead with a 100% win record.
Yeah. At least some team is living up to the hype.
But even they have been brilliant, but they've just towards the end they won games by 1 goal. 1-0, 2-1, 2-1. But
you know the normal popular term is German efficiency.
yeah, but all I'm saying is they never really outplayed their opponents. I'm not saying they played bad. They played very well.
They played better than
But
the other
yeah, they played. But then they didn't, really, crush
Take
them.
it to them.
Yeah, they
Dominate.
didn't crush them. They were like, they looked vulnerable sometimes. That like against Denmark, they were level 1-1 for like a big period.
Yeah.
And then towards the end, they scored. Maybe it's because they faced tough opponents in their group.
Correct.
It can be that too.
You're saying Germany look good, but I think Holland look good because I like their kit. That was so good.
All you girls who need a gay best friend, you know who to contact. Anyways, Portugal and round 2, Ronaldo fucked up bad. Alright.
Ronaldo is being criticized, being hammered from all sides.
Yes.
He missed one-on-one chances, didn't track back. People were saying he wasn't leading the team well enough to be a captain.
He was throwing his tantrums and stuff. And then, when it matters, padum-bundish.
You know my favorite term?
What?
Cometh the moment, cometh the man.
The man.
What an amazing performance from him, as well as Portugal, who took the game.
Credit to them, they didn't sit back, they didn't, they did what they had to do.
Yeah.
And everybody's giving Ronaldo credit, but Nani had a pretty good game too.
You said you like Moutinho.
I was just coming to that. Moutinho's the man of the match. He was brilliant in midfield.
Yeah.
Held the play together, defended, did everything in midfield. So,
okay, so what we are left with right now is Group C and Group D.
Yeah, but
going by how Ramiz and my predictions have gone so far, which has been Holland to be runners-up from him, and for me, I predicted Holland would win the.
So basically we're not gonna predict anymore. We're just gonna sit and tell you what's going on, and you can predict for yourself.
Yeah, Group C has Spain, Italy, Croatia, and Ireland.
I think Spain are through. They have a +4 GD, and they are on 4 points. They just need to draw with Croatia, and I think that Spanish side can manage a draw. And if they don't, then I don't know. I think.
No, I mean, of course they will. I mean, not of course.
Yeah,
of course.
No, the fuck up in the Croatia game, Italy is nearly out. Spain need to beat Croatia. If I'm saying, and going by the previous results, this is very much possible. If Spain and Croatia manage a draw, then Italy have to score 3 or more goals in order to go through. Alright, so
I'm not going to say it's impossible.
Anyways, I know many of you want Italy to go through. It's very difficult for Croatia. See, anyway, Spain is not going to give you any possession. But I think the only mistake that I can see in the Italy side is starting Balotelli ahead of Di Natale, because Di Natale is brilliant. The only reason I think he doesn't play is because he has his knee problem. Even when he plays for Udinese, however you say it, he trains separately with the team only from Monday to Thursday. In the year, he has to play 3 games within a week, which is tough.
Why are they relying on a half-injured 34-year-old?
No, that's because he is that good. He is worth being relied on. I think Italy, if they win against Ireland, they should go through, because I don't see Croatia winning against or drawing against Spain.
Group D, England.
Theo Walcott!
Fuck that, Welbeck.
Danny Welbeck. So, Sweden out. For me, it was stupid because Zlatan was playing too deep. Ibrahimovic,
yeah,
he is an out-and-out striker. He's not a number 10.
Correct.
He cannot play behind the striker. I'm not saying he can't. He can, but he won't be
not
as
utilizing his full
but he won't be as effective as he would be up front. They had their own agenda, whatever that is.
I think England should get at least a draw with Rooney coming back.
I think
even if without Rooney against Ukraine, they should get a draw. Andriy Shevchenko is probably out of the game because of an injury.
He is?
Yeah, I think this is pretty much decided, but it's scary to say
It's
that.
scary to say that because I've said that before, and then he just boom hits you in the face. And England need a draw. Rooney in for Carroll, even though Carroll played well. Credit to Carroll.
Correct.
Everybody has,
Yeah.
I can't find the word for it, but bullied or whatever that is. Yeah, they have. And
but dude, I think Theo Walcott's injury is a blessing in disguise for Roy Hodgson, because he was facing a huge selection problem. Rooney, Welbeck, Carroll, Oxlade-Chamberlain, Young, Walcott, and James Milner. Now without Walcott,
come down to 6.
Yeah.
Something about Milner just doesn't feel right for me, and he proved that against.
Yeah, he didn't have a good game.
He didn't have a good game.
But he has had good games previously.
He barely started for Man City this year.
Ashley Young has not hit form.
No, no, he hasn't. Ashley Young has been, I wouldn't say poor, but he's not been that good either. He hasn't really made that impact as such. That means less fantasy points for me, but whatever.
France.
Well, the first match Evra started and they drew. And then the next match Clichy started and he played very well.
Yeah.
So I don't know if the third match he'll start or no, but like we said previously before Clichy has been way better than Evra this year. And
I think it's more a case of Evra has been worse than Clichy.
Yeah.
Debussy has been impressive.
Debussy has been, I don't know, his value must have gone up by 10 million at least.
France and England will go through?
I think so, yeah.
So that wraps up our Euros conversation.
We're going to talk about what's happening in the world of football now, apart from the Euros. What else is happening? That's right.